Hello, Cloud Hire family. Today, I'm going to be discussing which programming languages you guys should acquire more skills in for 2025 in order to make sure that you have the highest income possibility and employment ability. We've compiled our research from over 22 million profiles from our internal database in order to figure out which jobs are paying the most amount of money and in the highest demand for 2025. Now, you're going to want to stick around till the end of this episode to find out which jobs are actually paying the highest. Without further ado, let's dive in. I know that everybody has been super worried about AI potentially replacing them at the workplace. Know that AI is not going to replace you if you're a really good programmer. The thing is, you really need to understand programming language and how to build things together in order to become a good developer. If you are a good developer, AI is simply a tool for you to code faster and push code out and products out to production faster than ever. If you do not use AI as a tool to better yourself as a developer, then you are going to be replaced. So the future isn't AI, the future is AI plus human, and developers are always going to be a very, very high commodity. That being said, let's dive in to the 9 highest paying programming languages in 2025. Before we dive in to if you want a high paying programming job or not, we should determine if you want a programming job at all. Programming is not easy. It's about complex problem solving on a daily basis, looking at some of the most interesting problems that humanity is facing and coming up with a technical solution in order to eliminate that problem. You will have to get used to thinking hard and long at extended period of time for life. You also need to be a very good team player in programming. Although a lot of people think it's just about individual contribution, it's also about building products with people. Research what a programmer's life looks like today and how it looks like when they're 10 years into their tenure, and really align yourself to understand, do I want this from my life? If you've determined that programming is for you, that you love to code, that you love interacting with others that like to do the same, and you want to solve some of the deepest problems in today's world, then definitely finish watching this video. I'm going to help you guys figure out which languages that you guys should double down on so that you're extremely employable in the upcoming year. Let's dive in to the first sector where there's extremely high paying tech jobs, which is mobile engineering. Mobile engineering has 2 parts, Android and iOS. The average median salary of an Android developer is $104,000 US, and 92% of Android developer roles are looking for experience in Kotlin, a highly versatile cross-platform coding language. So you're going to add that as your number 1 on the mobile programming list for Android. Of course, on the iOS side, the average programming salary is at $112,000. And every single job post that we've seen has one language synonymous, Swift. So if you're looking to go into mobile programming, if you want to be an Android developer, you're definitely going to want to start acquiring or brushing up on your Kotlin skills. And if you're leaning towards iOS, we're going to go with Swift as your number 1 go-to language. Another language that you guys should consider acquiring if you want to be a mobile developer is Objective-C. Although we are shifting away from it, a lot of the core components for whatever has been developed in the mobile world is built on that language, and acquiring that skill set as a secondary skill set will very much help supplement your primary skill set, either Kotlin or Swift. Now, I've been in the business for a long time, hiring top talent for companies all over the world, from Latin America, Eastern Europe, India, the Philippines, and the list goes on. One thing is for sure, I don't really enjoy the world of mobile programming as much as the next person. I think that there is a lot more growth in some of the next sectors that I'm going to dive in. So without further ado, let's go to language number 3. The next sector is web development. Now, web development is about building websites and web applications for users. There are typically 2 sectors within web development. Either you're a front-end engineer or you're a back-end engineer. The median average income for a front-end engineer is $116,000 in the world right now, which is significantly higher than the mobile programmers. The number one in-demand language right now for front-end developers is always going to be HTML, and right now, React. Within React, React is really a subcategory of JavaScript. HTML is going to help you put the structure of your website for the programming purpose. However, React is more about bringing dynamic features to your website in order to give your website the comme se voit that people are looking for interactiveness. Now, we can also discuss which languages we should be focusing on for backend development. Now, the backend development is the behind-the-scenes magic of the web page and things like databases, servers, and the business logic that makes everything on the front end work smoothly. So this is where the data is stored, retrieved, and processed to support user requests or user information. The average salary for the backend developer is similar to the front end at around $110,000. And the top three skills that companies are looking for in the back end are Python, Java, and AWS. Now, AWS isn't technically a coding language. It's more about deploying the existing code on AWS, Amazon Web Services, so that it can actually be hosted and running live. However, it's 100% a growing requirement that the backend developer understands how to deploy the product live. Now, if you want to do it all, then you're really looking at becoming a full stack developer who has competencies in both front end and back end. Now, considering that AI is becoming really hot nowadays, I think that front end is going to become less and less in demand as AI is able to create a lot of the design components for the front end development. However, back end is always going to be extremely valuable because it deals with the core business logic and making sure that the data moves through servers perfectly and is also deployed live for users to use. So my recommendation is going to be becoming a full stack developer whose median average salary ranges at around $120,000 to $126,000 US on an annual basis. Note that these salaries are on an annual basis and they may change region to region. However, assuming that you are working with CloudHire, you're going to get really close to those median ranges, even if you're not an onshore US employee, because we prioritize on getting deals for the top 1% of talent. Next, we're going to go look at some data roles. First is a data scientist with an average salary of $116,000. They use data to identify solutions that help organizations make better decisions. Python was required by 100% of the job postings that we saw. You also need extremely strong knowledge in statistics in order to become an efficient data scientist. Even though that's not technically a programming language, it is an important skill for data scientists to be able to analyze data, trends, and validate their findings. And finally, you can also double down on learning data visualization tools like Tableau and Power BI. Now, data analyst might be a good entry-level role for working up to this data scientist role that is typically for people that have finished their master's. The average salary for the entry-level data analyst is around $95,000, which is still a really solid check for entry-level grads. And the most demanded skills for that specific job role is Python and SQL, which is extremely easy in terms of acquiring skills for. And obviously, without further ado, the highest paying segment right now in technology is AI ML development, commanding a median average salary of over $130,000. There are two significant roles in this job industry. Number one is machine learning engineers, and number two are AI engineers. There isn't a significant difference in terms of the salary range for either role. Also, for both roles, Python is again the number one skill set that you'd like to acquire. And if we haven't noticed yet, there's a reoccurring theme over here. For backend development to be extremely strong, in order to be a fantastic data scientist, and even to consider the world of ML and AI, you need to know Python. Python is one of the most versatile languages today. It's easy to use, and it's extremely playable, almost, inventing my own words over here, in order for you to work with data, statistics, and also deliver database solutions that can solve business problems. You can deploy and construct fully working products over Python and some front-end languages, or rather products like Streamlit, making your life super easy. So definitely consider Python to be one of your most valuable assets while you're figuring out which technical and coding skills to acquire in the future. Python was the #1 top skill employers are looking for, followed by large language models and deep learning for machine learning engineers. Python's versatility makes it a great choice for web development, data science, and ML, like I said before. If you are also looking to get into the world of AI engineering, the last and most important skill that we can mention today is getting knowledge in generative AI. Adding that to your skill set will position you for long-term career success in the world of AI. So there you have it, guys. Those are the top 9 languages that you guys should double down and focus on depending on which career path you want to go for in this sphere right here for programming languages. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop a comment on which career path you guys think is going to be best for you. If you're looking for top 1% paying jobs, online, working remote, whether you're at entry level or you're a senior executive, definitely visit the link in our description where you can find all the open jobs that CloudHire has to offer, and you can apply to top 1% opportunities in the United States, paying you guys what you guys are worth for the skills that you guys have. I look forward to catching you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.